Well, it's a BADRA meeting down here in Ballasalla tonight. That's the Ballasalla and District Residents Association, and these forms are going out with the big emotive numbers on the front here, about 375 more houses planned for Ballasalla. Are they needed, is the question they're asking.
Well, I think what we're trying to make the point to all the members of the good people of Ballasalla is the fact that we're pretty unhappy with the way the Southern Plan, in particular in relation to Ballasalla, has been going. The principal issues, of course, are the extraordinarily high number of houses that they seem to have got earmarked for Ballasalla, both on Balfane Industrial Estate and both at the Crosshook development, which, as you know, 2-3 years ago was kicked out by Deemster Sullivan because of the lack of infrastructure and information on infrastructure to support such a development. And our concern, Paul, is that they're going to plough ahead with this despite our protestations and our requests for further information, which has not been forthcoming, as to what exactly do they intend to do with Ballasalla. Is it purely a dumping ground to solve the planners' problems, or is it actually supposed to be a sustainable village and remain as a village, or are they intending to make it something bigger without admitting that's what they're trying to do?
Would it be fair to say you've been locking horns with the planners now for some time?
Well, I would say that's fair. We've had certainly more than one meeting with them. We presented our case at the inquiry in October, the delayed inquiry. We were fairly thwarted at every turn because, we found it very difficult to answer the barristers' questions. We felt pretty much outgunned at that particular meeting that lasted probably about 3 hours. And when we've gone back with requests for further information, particularly with regard to traffic counts, number of vehicles coming through Ballasalla, which, as you know, is a severe bottleneck and very dangerous for the villagers themselves, and particularly children going to school, and also the principal thing, no infrastructure. And one of those key items of infrastructure is the development of a bypass in order to take a lot of this traffic that's going to be coming through, not just because of their intentions for Ballasalla, but also because of what they intend to do with the rest of the south of the Isle of Man, and all that traffic and additional airport traffic going forward. There was an article in the papers quite recently forecasting a large increase in air traffic. All that will come through Ballasalla, and we're just ploughing through the same narrow little village roads, and it's just not. On top of that, we have the Poacher's Pocket, which was, as you know, was a complete debacle and has been well aired before. And if we're going to have further housing, about 200 plus houses on Crosshook and another 150 plus houses on Balfane in years to come, at what stage are they going to build a bypass? What stage are they going to put the infrastructure in to support Ballasalla as what is not just a village anymore? It will be a conurbation that will grow without infrastructure having been put into place in advance.
You've requested a speed limit to be reduced to 20 miles an hour. Now, is that even a likely possibility in this day and age where people will trundle through at whatever almost? But it's 40 at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's different in various parts, but the problem is they are narrow roads and a lot of traffic does come through it, particularly commercial traffic. It is a danger to the public, and it's not a particularly long area of road. We would like people to slow down, but they've told us that the traffic count does not merit that particular situation. They can put additional signage in asking you to slow down, but they won't do anything like putting a formal speed limit in, which is one of the things we want, and to us that's a very quick fix.
Do you accept, obviously, there's probably very little money in the budgets for any bypass? There will be more houses built. I mean, these sort of things are going to happen. I mean, what can you do about it here tonight?
Well, I think what we can do is to try and force the planners into deciding whether Ballasalla is a village and will grow to the extent that it's required to grow the local village of Ballasalla, as opposed to building something a lot bigger, which would require more detail of infrastructure. We actually don't mind which of those happens, but we want it to be done properly.
And you're looking for the support here as a whole of the group to make your resolutions happen?
Well, we're really advising the people the good people who attend exactly what the current position is, and we're being very reasonable about it. We're not a sort of fight every battle just for the sake of it, but I think everybody knows Ballasalla's had a bit of a problem in terms of developments in recent years. We just don't want it to happen again. It's just not fair to. Ballasalla's an unusual village. We're one of the few villages without we haven't got a coastline, for example. It is a difficult one.